Hello, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be reviewing this very beautiful Konica RX3 film scanner from around 2002. It can scan 35mm frames, slides and APS film. So let's switch over to the computer and let's get going. So over here on the computer, this is the scanning machine which this computer plugs into. It's very old computer, runs Windows XP. It uses SCSI to scan, and this program here called Konica RX3 is the only program on this planet that supports this scanner. And annoyingly, this software took me 6.5 months to find. So you can imagine it's a bit of a ball ache to find, but once you've got it, it works flawlessly. I've never had any problems with it. So I'm just going to give an example here of scanning just some colour negative film. This here is just some vintage house in Derbyshire in the United Kingdom. Scroll that down a bit, negative film. I'll get the camera so you can see what it looks like when you load film in. And this is going to be fun to do one-handed. Videoing all the little snapshots on a Fuji X-T1, just to note. So to load the film, just simply do that. Bring that aperture up a little bit. Push it there, and then on the scan software we click pre-scan. You'll see it will grab the film in a second, pull it in for us. Should note this machine is capable of scanning a whole roll of 36 exposure film in about 8 minutes. So you can do a whole batch roll, you don't have to cut it into strips, it will do it all in one go. See here we've got little thumbnails, so we can just check over these, make sure they're not too over or underexposed, and adjust the colours here. For example, add yellow we can do. Take it off, magenta, we can add green as well, go the opposite way. Just going to add a bit of cyan to these because they look a bit flat. There we go, so I click scan, and as soon as we click scan, it will get on its way. This scans at 2700 dpi, which is a true resolution 2700 dpi. It's not like one of these modern scanners that does. Just to note. So to load the film, just simply do that. Just bring that aperture up a little bit. So push it there, and then on the scan software we click pre-scan. You'll see it will grab the film in a second, pull it in for us. Should note this machine is capable of scanning a whole roll of 10,000, but actually only does 4,000. This is very true. You get really nice resolution images. It uses a halogen bulb for the light source, so it's very accurate colour. Quick note on these scanners, they are very rare. There's only about 100 ever made, because they slowly, Konica became part of Sony. So the scanner became part of Sony's lineup of the US100, I think the model number is, and it meant any one of these scanners was kind of left for dust, and sadly because of that it meant the software was incredibly difficult to find. And there we go, that's full frame scan, just like that. 2700 dpi high resolution scans, as quick as that. So for example, I'm just going to finish here because we don't need to scan any more of this roll. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Let's go to cancel. There you go. It will now load the images here. It scans pretty quick, to be fair. You can get your results as quick as that. So I'm just going to select the desktop here. And we'll save them in any one of these formats. You can save them as a BMP, JPEG, TIFF, PSD, or PCT. I've never heard of that. File format before. Usually I go JPEG just because I like the compression on JPEGs, they're not too bad. And then you just click copy and it'll save them to wherever you store them. There we go, just like that. And if that was a whole roll, that's all you've got to do, very simple. So they're not going to look very good on here because this is Windows XP and I'm also running it over remote desktop. So I will copy these images and put them inside the video. so you can see for yourself the resolution. Sorry. So moving on, let's show this machine on black and white film. So if I do monochrome, this is just a random trip to Liverpool in the United Kingdom. This is all FP4 film. I actually ruined this development because I used a squeegee to clean the film afterwards, and it ended up streaking the entire film, so these results won't look very good, but for demonstration I think they're fine. So again, you just put the film in the holder, it pulls it in, and it will do a quick pass to get a thumbnail image for each frame. And like I said, if you had a full roll that you just developed, you can load it straight in, and it will do a thumbnail for each 36 frames, and it's very quick. I use it for archiving my film and slides. I mainly shoot slides nowadays. These are looking okay to me. These two were when my camera broke, so I can click pass on that one to ignore it. The rest of them look fine, so let's scan them. So scanning slides is a bit of a different process. I have a different carrier here for scanning slides. So you drop this into the machine, take the 35mm carrier out, and then what you do, you drop your slides in here like that, and then just move the slide over. You've got to do frame by frame, unless you do what I do, which is load your roll of slide film before you mount it, and just do a bulk scan of it, and it will go through the entire roll for you. This scanner is very useful. I find it archives my entire film library in a matter of minutes. You know, I've got a folder here full of about 100, 200 rolls of film maybe, and I scanned it all in about 2-3 hours. Just if you're consistent and get it done, it's very quick, very quick. And there we go, that's all 6 frames of that scanned. So let me just put it back in the sleeve. The scanner is very noisy, I will note. Obviously it's got a fan in there to cool the halogen bulb down, which does get hot with time, but it's not too much of a problem if you live in an area where noise isn't a problem. So we can actually go on here and press that, and we'll get a bigger thumbnail for each. I should note the scanner does not have digital ice, because it's a mini lab scanner. It was designed to go straight after your process, which would have been quick. You wouldn't need to use a digital ice to remove any dust. There'd be no dust from processing machines. So see from here, the results are really nice, get a good contrast to them. Ignore the streaks, that's just my ruined processing, which annoyingly I wasted the entire roll with that. I'm not going to save these because I've already scanned this before, but for an example, you can clearly see how the scanner scans black and white film and colour. So I'll get on to slides now, which is a different process. Which I'm hoping this will work. 8 times out of 10 it doesn't, because you have to restart the scanner. So what you do, you take the big carrier off, which is 35mm, and then we load the slide carrier. It just drops down and you lock it in place. And hopefully, if this will work, you can go over to here and click reversal, pull that out, pre-scan, and it'll initialize. And then I can drop this slide in here, which I actually shot the other day. It's on the A50 on the way out of Derbyshire. So one thing to note with these scanners, you've got to put the glossy side backwards, so you load it like that, glossy side. So if I just drop the slide in here now, and it will pick up and scan. It'll do a thumbnail at 1100 dpi, and then it'll do the full scan at 2700. Which I find for film is a really good resolution. Anything more and it kind of looks a bit grainy, you find. That's looking fine to me. Let's scan that. With film, anything higher than 2700, like I said, it distorts, I find. 2700 is kind of the sweet spot. For slides, you can go higher really, because slides are quite high resolution on their own. So that's frame scanned. it out. You can see doing slides is a bit more of a ball ache because you've got to take it frame by frame. Ignore these blue dots. I'm not actually sure what they are. I think it's watermarks from when I watched the film afterwards. The rest of the slide didn't have that. But you see the colour resolution on there is nice. I'll also copy this to the desktop. And I'll add that to the video afterwards. There we go, that's that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the scanner. I would say if you can find one, get hold of it, because they are an amazing scanner once they work. It took me 6.5 months to find the software for it, but 6.5 months was worth the wait in my eyes. If you've got any questions, any more content you'd like to see, then please subscribe, comment, let me know, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a dislike. I'd be quite happy to fix anything that's not up to scratch. So, thanks for watching, guys.